fresh. Okay, chats are all ready to go. Camera is somewhat on me. Let's bring it back around there. That should do. Mics are where I need them to be. Microphone is still on. Yes, okay. Sorry about driving people crazy, but I gotta make sure everything's still running. We are still working on the powered red frame astray from Daban. Going pretty well. Have done any cabling? No, just my mat. There we go. Get a little bit closer to the desk so that way I can actually work. Already kind of wrecked my back from yesterday. Running 5 miles for an hour and a half was not a good idea. All right. Now comes the fun parts. What is that? Oh yeah, that's right. We needed the E parts and the J parts, and that's what actually I was like, okay, I'm bad. My back is killing me. I'm tired. I need food. This will be pretty easy. So we got that. That's all up. That's good. The music's going. Cool. Everything looks good. Frame rates are solid. We are not dropping any frames so far. Good. Awesome. Everything looks good. Cool. So what I'm going to do is, we should only need 4 of those? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. No, we need all those. They pulling some freaking decal level of bullshit on that. So there's 29s, and we'll get one clipped out as well. All right. And then I need E. Oh, and I need one more piece off J. Okay, so that's E. Bring back J. We do have a couple parts I need also still off J, which are, oh, I see them. I'll just get them clipped off. I think that should be all I need from there for the time being, because there are more parts still left on there for that, but we're not there just yet, and going pretty well so far. I'm not complaining. So for the left arm, it is E18 and what? E18 and what? 42. Okay. 18 and 42. E18, 42. Does it follow the same structure? Oh, it does. Okay, thank God. Okay, so we can get all those prepped and ready to go. They all follow the same structure style, so not as bad as it was going to be. Not as bad. All right. Trying to think of everything else I need to get done on this beforehand. So far, it has lived up to the hype of what daban is usually known for. A bit tricky, but with also being somewhat good quality. Haven't really had anything too much fall apart on me or break beyond repair. And overall, I like the weight. Because they're using such a dense polystyrene, we're actually getting a little bit of actually a decent weight to the plastic. It's not very light, but it's not too heavy. It's about what I would want out of something like an action figure. Because it's not light, but it's not yet dense. Very middle ground. Oh, that was actually... Let me check that one. No, only on that one. Okay, so the side with the peg... is also undergated. Hope I can go more than 2 hours today. Yesterday really sucked. Guess my blood sugar dropped and my hypoglycemia decided to go, hey, let's go. Oh, dude, I can't wait for it either. It is going to be huge. There are still so many goddamn frames all over the desk and all over the room. That's just how big everything is going to be when it's done. It's so fucking huge. I mean, it is putting the Snow White Prelude to shame right now. And I really wish I was overhyping this up. I really wish I was being a little bit exaggerative. Or overdramatic. Oh, it's going good. Like I told Kid Ronan, who bought one himself. It's all about patience with third parties. It's always about patience. If it doesn't fit, don't force it. Take it back apart. See what you can do to either make the peg smaller or remount the connection point. Either sandpaper or using a pin drill to resize what's not fitting. Because if you don't, you'll end up stressing parts out and end up breaking it. And it's looking amazing. I keep comparing it to my actual metal build because that's what this is based off of, is the metal build Astray. And I actually like this better because of the fact I'm getting a chance to panel line it at the same time. It's bringing out a lot of the detail that the Metal Bear does not have. And thank you, James Hasselton, for the follow. Now, I could have followed the same paint scheme that they go for on the Metal Bear, but I kind of like the way we're going with the hard, dark reds being very dark, the reds being very bright, and then the whites being, white, and then doing that metal coating over the blacks. Well, metallic coating over the black. Start with fine detail. And no, Red Hunter, thank you for the likes. I didn't see that one. And it looks like the review of the High News already getting some good reception. I did do a longer review for YouTube with a little bit better editing. Slowly learning how to use CapCut more efficiently, and actually learning how to make something proper. And they're not going to be super long reviews. I'm going to try to stick to a 2 to 3 minute format for that, because I can do 16 by 9, and there's a lot of really good animation styles I can do for that. Since TikTok usually likes shorter content, so we'll stick longer reviews on YouTube, which prefers between 2 and 10 minute content. So, and or if I'd ever do something longer, I can get a much longer review out there without negatively impacting everything. Well, without too negatively impacting everything. But it's got at least 4 views, which I know only 2 of are me, because I was checking to make sure that the upload didn't get wonked. And 1 like, which is good. I don't mind that. YouTube is intimidating, to me at least. Same thing as it is here, Vladracus. I snagged every single, at least almost every single social media I could with this name as soon as I made it. And the only one I have issues with is Twitter, because it's Vladracus1, because there's some other person who has my username, which drove me crazy. Like, how the fuck did that happen? Yeah, it's a clumsy first attempt at doing it, so it's not perfect. I need to refine the process, but that'll come with time and practice. But I actually got to use the DJI. That was what was cool. That's what was really good, was being able to use the DJI for once. I think sucks for using with TikTok. TikTok, how can I put it? The front-facing camera is what I'm mostly using for TikTok, so using my DJI holder really does not help. Because I'm always using the front-facing camera, and that thing hates the front-facing camera. But for the rear-facing 4K camera, loves it. Easy to use. I need to get like a tripod set up so it's not so jumpy and it should be a good first attempt. I'm only kind of doing it because I've been getting asked for much longer content. But a few. So we'll go ahead and get that done. Plus, with also the multi-stream plugin working for OBS is also why, because we're also streaming on 3 different platforms at once. Why? Because I have the hardware for it. Might as well use it for once. My graphics card doesn't do anything as it is in the workstation, so might as well put it to some good use. Oh no, that's always where it goes first. First impressions go up, then longer review. That's kind of what it's going to be now flowing. The content flow will be always build streams, progress updates, first impressions, and then longer reviews will go to YouTube. That's kind of how I'm planning out how to do the review cycle. And then I can also do, at the same time, get everything. That's kind of what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to have the first impression go up and then also have the review follow behind it. But I forgot to change aspect ratio, and so that's why that kind of got pushed back about a week. Because I am so busy all the damn time that sitting down and recording is always a bitch for me to do. So I was supposed to have the review and the first impression up at the same time. But that didn't work. But I've got to get used to video editing. I'm not good. I don't know After Effects. I'm not really that great at doing stuff. I'm slowly learning how to do better audio cueing and trying to get multiple tracks going at the same time, making sure audio blend and we don't have bad sound. I mean, TikTok has been kind of getting me better at doing that. It's more getting up to the level of these college-graded guys who are sitting here like, oh, yes, I went to Juilliard to do YouTube. It's like, great, awesome. Or California School of Arts to do YouTube. It's like, great, yeah, that's great. Where does that put me? Like 100 years behind everybody else. That is my biggest problem. Is that's why we don't have more T-shirts out. I mean, I've only got a few up. It's because I never find time to sit down, grab the iPad, and sit down for a 6-hour session of just doing artwork. I've got like 2 that are in progress, 1 that might get scrapped, 1 that's getting close to being done, and there's like 3 others that aren't even started yet. And it's just like, oh boy, when will I ever have time to actually sit down and break open the iPad and have time to actually do hard art thinking? And have the patience. Because although I may not have ADD, my OCD goes mental. And between the stream, trying to stay fit, and also working my full-time job, it's just like, I never find time for anything. Things get done when they get done. If I could cut one of them out, I would. To make up for more time to do this stuff. But after losing close to near 150, almost 200 pounds from where I was last year, I'm not cutting out the fitness at all. That was really bad last year. I was damn near close to 300 to 350 pounds, so back down to 190 is like really cool. And I want to get back down to where I was before my motorcycle got stolen 3 years ago, so that was about 175. Okay, nothing else I haven't seen. And work-life balance is always such a pain in the ass. That's why we haven't done a lot of gaming streams lately, is because wifey doesn't like being on stream. And she's somewhat playing with me once in a while. I still want to go finish up Halo, but I will take any time to get a little bit of QT in with her. Oh yeah, dude, no, it was bad, and thank you. Lots and lots of running. Really haven't done a lot of weightlifting. I'm trying to get into weightlifting again, but everything keeps telling me to fuck off because we had 2 massive rainstorms the last couple days. And yeah, that made it show that I couldn't get it because you have to do it by appointment at my apartment right now. So I might be looking into getting some free weights again. So every time I go and it's like, yeah, nope. You ain't going nowhere. I mean, monsoon level rain yesterday. Good old Texas. Give it about 5 minutes and the rain will come, but man, sometimes that rain don't leave. Okay, so do I want to do those parts? No, I want to do them on the model because it'd be better. Red frame's not getting nothing. No. This is too rare of a kit to do that. That's the problem. No. I could. The sword does have clear effect parts to it. The big giant sword has clear effect parts to it. Stop tempting me. I already thought about it like 8 times, but I can't. I'm not going to. I don't have the LEDs for it at the moment, and I don't want to wreck this kit. It's too rare for that. And that's coming from somebody who doesn't mind tearing apart kits that are worth a lot of money. This one's a little bit too rare for that. I would love to, but I'm trying to make sure I don't do that this time. Unfortunately. Plus, with all the moving stuff that's still coming up, we're still getting the money put together, but I've also got to start tearing like half my room apart and start thinking about how I'm going to pack up the Gundams, because they've got to be packed kind of close to like I had last time, where I vacuum sealed them and also packed them in bubble wrap. So I've got to get that started because that costed a lot of money. It was almost $200 in supplies last time just to get the meager amount of kits I had last time packed up. It would look insane, but I would have to tear the head back apart because the eyes would have to have LEDs. But then I really don't know how I would run the wiring harness for the sword, and I want the sword to be I don't want the sword to be attached to the base because I'm going to play with it way too much. That sword hilt's going to be my freaking new play toy. It probably will never be on the freaking unit. Knowing me, I'm going to just probably be sitting around playing with it. Yeah, that's why even if the Cosmos kit comes in for the Wing Zero, we're not going to do that. We'll plan those out maybe sometime mid next year. I do have another kit lined up for this. Another straight build lined up, and then maybe some Pokepla, some regular stuff. That's kind of why we're also having... I'm kind of making her do react videos for TikTok just because of the fact that she's hilarious when it comes to freaking animal videos, and I show her enough to kill a horse. And it also gives some more content for us to just sit there and do shit. So I just need a lot more filler content coming up sooner, so that'll be fun. Me and her actually doing stuff, as well as keeping the regular content flow going. So, plus making her do stuff. Because she's ridiculous. Oh yeah, that's right. So we need those done so I can put those on. Then I can attach those, glue those in place, then do the, what is it called? Then do the cleanup. Dude, I love it. I wish it came with the only problem I think is sucks. I would have to find someone who could 3D print one. Is taking, so when the sword's built, you actually get the blade, but it's just a section of the blade. It's a probably about, it's the full tang, and it's about maybe about 2 or 3 inches long instead of the full. I would say it would probably say, so it's 150 meters. It's 500 feet long. So it would be about the size of a regular full-size katana, so about 3 or 4 foot katana. I would love if someone could do that, so that I could just slide that in there. I still want to get or find someone who does, and there's one channel who does anime katanas, but I've looked through their website. It doesn't look like they have Tiger Pierce or Jervis Straight. Is actually get some of those and maybe get a red frame helmet made, because I suck at 3D printing. I'm really bad at it. My printer doesn't like me. We make good stuff sometimes, but there are sometimes where we fight for days on end. Find someone who's got a little bit better 3D printing skill than me to either make a red frame helmet or make a red frame helmet, but based on my actual PFP. For some cosplay bullshit. With having full-size Jervis Straight, full-size Jervis Straight and Tiger Piercer, and then also looking at making a tactical arm that's full-size as well at some point. Those would be the end goals when I'm actually doing better than we are now. That'd be because I don't go to church. I'm being forced to next week because of the in-laws, and I'm already not happy about that. I'm not the religious type. I don't knock people for believing it, but I'm not the one who, after being indoctrinated into that stuff for too long, just not my jazz. The only thing I believe in that will make you grow faster is your own self. Believing in what you can do. And that has helped me through a lot. And it's got me where I'm at right now. And this is the guy who has like really bad self-esteem issues talking. To the point where it's debilitating. Ooh, and I almost forgot a part. I need J53. Now, how does this fucker go in? I have near crippling... I don't have as bad anxiety as my wife does, but I do have near crippling anxiety. So for me to do things is actually pretty good. I'm a very introverted person. Medium file. But we have the Super, what is it called? The Super Mark II, which is the basically full armor Mark II ready to go. Well, nah, I'd say full weapon loadout. It's not really a full armor. Full armor usually refers to, especially in the UC timeline, when we're not talking about Unicorn, refers to something like Faz and, like the Mark, like the, not the Mark II, what is it called? The Alex, which has a full armor loadout. So it's more of a full weapons loadout for the Mark II. That'll be coming up. That's also a daban kit. It looks fairly basic. It's nowhere near the size of this one. This one's got so many parts, it's not even funny. Hopefully we either move or something comes up quickly next year, so that way we can also get started on the super... I'm going to call it super high, the super new Gundam, because that's going to be fun as hell. I'm actually still kind of mad that we decided to do that when I've been telling her I've been waiting for these parts to come in for months. And then now we're moving. It's like, oh, fuck me. Well, we're going to try to move. And it's like, great, awesome. These are some nasty freaking nubs. And it's freezing outside, literally, so I'm a little bit stocked up today. And the heat on and everything. Not too bad, Growling Bear. Welcome back. Working on the incredibly complicated, but yet still not the worst Gundam I've ever built. Red Frame Astray Powered Edition. And it's going well. I haven't had too many issues with it. The little pieces in the head that broke, whatever. Those are small pieces that can always do that kind of shit, no matter if it's Bandai or not. So, I'm not too unhappy about it so far. We need some pieces off of J. Yes, 53 and 54. Okay. Just wish there wasn't so many parts, because it kind of reminds me of Turn Red. Turn Red had just about as many parts, but you built 2 tactical arms as well as a more complicated build. Yeah, kind of like Turn Red. That's another one I want to do. I want to do a redo at some point, is do another Turn Red. But doing it with changing out the tactical arms. I hate that it uses the blue frame's tactical arms instead of the actual red frame tactical arms. But those are actually special tactical arm. It is a special tactical arm in the first place. But I think the color scheme of the original tactical arm would actually be a lot better for the Turn Red. So probably doing like a third-party tactical arms would be cool. And having like, oh man, that would actually be cool. Doing another Turn Red, but have the 2 white tactical arms be actually attached and have him dual wielding the regular red tactical arms would be fun. Not a problem. And sometimes missing parts. Really, so far I haven't. I've found one what is it called? Polycarbonate part that broke that I just had to glue back. No missing parts yet, but yes, their runners are kind of weak. There was a couple pieces that already fell off. They're on the desk at the moment, but haven't lost them anything just yet. or had any missing parts just yet. So let's hope that doesn't happen. So far, this one has pretty decent tight joints. I'm actually surprised how well the shoulders are actually tight. Because notoriously, red frames always have, well, astray kits usually have pretty loose pass-through shoulders that just flippy-flop all over the place. Because they come off the socket, push into the arm, and now they're just going to flip-flop around. Get some water. I think the worst one that I've done was the Dragon Momoko Death Scythe and the Sandrock Supernova. Those two are my two worst that I've built in the last couple of years. But they were both first gen runs. The Dragon Momoko was not a re-release, it was a first gen. Well, first run. Same with the Sandrock, it was a first run Sandrock. I've heard the newer Sandrocks are a little bit better. The third run that they just came out with are a little bit more stable. Not as breaky as mine was. I love that one. I have one, and surprisingly, it was the last Gundam I did with the old technique I used to do for panel lining, which was a combination of Gundam panel liner and, oh my god, it's so cold outside that I'm getting stuffed up. Ugh. Which was a combination of Gundam panel liner and the current method of, what was it called? Sharpie. That was the last one till the incident happened. And that one doesn't have any breakage on it. It's not ABS. It's all either polystyrene or polycarbonate. I had no problems doing that. Right. I love the look of it. It's the only thing that can make it better is getting a Leoa sword for it. And or stealing the flamethrower from an Alteron. Well, from a Shenlong Gundam. The flamethrower dragon arm from a Shenlong. Which, if I went and got the Leoa P Bandai Alteron, it has the flamethrower dragon arm and it has the Leoa sword on it. I just don't feel like spending $90 to improve a third-party kit. To then do nothing with the extremely expensive P Bandai kit. Oh, it would look so cool. It's just like, It always comes up, it always drops to like 90, and I'm like, I want it, and I want to do that upgrade to it, but it's like, just I don't know how I do with the Ultron that would come with it. Like, damn, it would just ruin the whole damn thing. Okay, so let's start assembling this so I can detail it. Oh, there we are. We ran into an issue. Hello, issue. Oh, no, just a little bit tight. Didn't force. That's good. And I put it on wrong. God, why does it have to be so cold in Texas today? It is like 45 degrees outside, and it's so fucking cold. I know that's not cold for everywhere else in the U.S. right now, but that is cold for Texas. When it's usually 90 no matter what time of year it is. Like, it's supposed to be almost 90 on Christmas. Ugh. Airbrushing at some point. When we move, I'm probably going to do that because we're looking at getting a house. So, a house with a garage. I have to have a garage. My car is not sitting outside in the sun at all. That car needs to be garage kept like it's being kept right now. It's worth too much damn money for that. So, trying to get a house with a garage, and that would be perfect for airbrushing. Plus, I'll be able to make a new office, because we're looking at, like, somewhere around a 2 to 3 bedroom house. That way, I can have a big, giant office, and I can get a better setup going right now. My 700 square foot apartment is just too small to do airbrushing. I don't have the room for it. I barely have enough room for my office. I take up half the goddamn living room as it is. Oh, you suck. So how do you go in there? Might have to pull back on that. There we go. Hmm. Well, that is a struggle best part if I've ever seen one. So that little piece causing that much trouble. Oh, yeah, it's not. It's so much. Yeah, no, dude, I used to have a big ass. So our old place was 750 square feet. So we had a little dining room area that I took over and pretty much had a big office space. It was a lot bigger than this. I am in a little fucking tiny corner. I used to have an entire wall that I would have all my books, all my comic books set up against for my backdrop. And then both desks making an L, kind of like they're doing now, but nowhere near as encompassing. I had a good space to move around in. This one, if I lean back too much, I'm going to hit the other desk and maybe knock something over. It's already a pain when I got to clean it. Which I got to do again because it needs a good cleaning up. It's been a while. And I'm getting yelled at for it, so. God, I need to clean that up a little bit better. That looks like shit. I guess that's not gonna come cleaner. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, the prices have come down enough that it wouldn't be too bad. They're a little bit higher than what we're paying now, but that won't be too bad. Renting is about the best option for us because even though I'm good at what I do with my job and I can repair just about anything that exists, right now we wouldn't be financially stable enough to buy a house, plus keep up with the maintenance costs. Maybe once one of the cars are paid off, then we can look at buying a house and have enough money for repair savings saved up, because that is the biggest issue when it comes to a house. One of my friends literally bought a house not too long ago, and man, did he not pay attention to things. Now, he wish he would have. I mean, when they say the AC is not working, you really should look at that, especially here in Texas. If your AC is running warm, you need to make sure they fix that before you move in. And the hardest part about moving is just getting the cash put aside. Just means that things take a little bit longer to get done. It means a few months of not spending spending every dollar till there's nothing left. Which for me is alright. It's the woman that has the issue. Oh, that is a tricky ass fucking part. I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I didn't continue yesterday. My head was hurting so badly that I wouldn't have been able to. I would have broke something. Okay, so that's not pushing in very well. There it goes. Oh, and that popped out. That is a tricky part. That's not supposed to be that bad. I know on the real Bandai kits, this little part right here and chauffeur over here usually isn't that bad. But man, that was a little bit of a pain. Because you got two slip joints that I got to get in there and set. So let's start with the ones first and continue on from there. Ooh, and that completely broke off. Thank you for being a piece of crap. Thank God I saw where you fell, because that would have sucked. Mr. Glue's gonna help us out today. Ones go on top, right? Yes. That's not going in very well. You know, I said this was better than the original, but I'm kind of hating these parts. Kind of makes the extra joint on the knees for the original look like crap, because this is becoming a pain in the butt. Oh, let me see if I didn't fuck it up by putting that glue in there. That is... not the greatest. Do not like that at all. I kind of want to cut them off and just stick them in there and make them and glue contact them in place, because that would almost be better. Let's see, can I take that back off? Yes, I can. I really don't care for that piece being on there. Oh, yeah, let's do that. Let's touch everything with a bit of glue. Yes, that would be awesome. Okay, let's try that. Oh, that's so much better. I really don't care how they look, as long as they go in flat and they sit flush like that. The other way was so terrible. So we're going to cut all those off, and then we're going to tack them in place. Screw that other method. Screw that. That is so much easier. I'm so glad I didn't do that while dying from hunger. Literally. I would end up breaking something. Yeah, I don't like that little piece on the back side of it. I'm going to cut it off on all of them, and we're just going to tack them in place. I mean, it cracked my nail trying to put it in there because it's not fitting very well. Just trying to set it in place. Tack that in place. I really don't care what the orientation looks like as long as it's in place and flush. It still looks better than what it was. Cool. Ay. This is why I was trying to warn people. It's like, had anyone given me this kind of information when I was doing supernovas or I don't know. Third parties seem to have not have been. I think third parties used to be really taboo not too long ago. But now with the I don't know. Since I've been talking about it, I've been hearing more people talk about third parties. I know resins were always really popular, but now third parties are becoming a little bit more mainstreamy. I know there is the big stigma about third party, but I don't really care. I buy what I can afford. And whatever looks the best. And where are we at so far? Ow. Good. I've been liking to use paint skewers for applying glue in tight locations. Makes for a better application. Come on. go. There we go. But some of my best kits are third party, so it's like, ugh, I can't not anymore. I love it. If I find a third party kit I can't stop talking about, then I found something really good. Like this one, I'm not having a bad time with it. It is testing my patience. But these parts are not nowhere near as bad as some of the ones on the actual fucking goddamn red frame astray can be. Those leg pieces on the red frame astray can be nightmarish. There are some absolutely god-awful teeny tiny parts on the regular red frame astray that are just a nightmare to put on. That I actually usually sometimes exclude because it's like, I already lost it. It's gone. So then these ones. Okay, and looking up, nothing new. It's fine. Moving on. Ugh, that no mark on that thing looks terrible. God, just making it worse. It looks so terrible. Okay, so. Got it. I could have set those ones a little bit further inward, but that's fine. They'll look all right. But this could have been so much worse so far. There have been some trickier parts that might not have worked. The shoulders, the actual connector was way too tight. Couldn't even get it in there because of the way that the shoulder worked, making it almost nigh impossible to get it in there. But luckily, a little bit of sandpaper did enough to where it got it down just small enough that it works fine. No issues. There are a couple other parts that are also going to be glued to the arm. Specifically, there are 2 parts that need to be glued on. Every red frame has the issue. The parts that go up on the upper bicep and the white parts that go on that upper bicep. Can't tell you how many times I've lost those pieces on a red frame or a blue frame. They pop off so easily, it's not even funny. It's actually when I always recommend gluing when doing even a first party Bandai kit. It's like glue them or lose them, whichever one you feel like doing. It is an interesting way of doing these little inserts because they're usually not, oh, well, they aren't inserts on their regular one. And we're doing good on everything else. Cut that frame down so I can do that knife cut a little bit easier. But man, am I tired. I got one Friday left to myself, and it's not going to be left to myself. And then I get all my vacations back. Yay! I actually planned out this year a little bit better than I usually do. Usually I have no vacation, or at least 1 or 2 days left by the time December comes up. This year I had a whole week. It was kind of nice taking every Friday off. And so far this year's been going pretty good. Nothing bad's happened this year, so we can just make it through the next week without anything going wrong and get into 2022 without something big happening. That'd be awesome. Every year I have that issue where something dumb and stupidly expensive comes up. And ends up setting me back several $100s. know why that went in wonky at all. Don't know why that one went in wonky, but it did. Let's try this again. Okay. Come on. There we go. That was a pain in the butt to get in there. All the other ones went just fine. That one was a nightmare. And looking up. So I will suggest that anybody who builds this kit, cut those back pieces off of these things. And I can show them a little bit better on here. cut those connectors off those little round pieces and just do it yourself because it'll be a lot easier. Yes, they have keys, but those keys are a nightmare to get installed correctly. Be just easier to glue them in place after cutting the keys off. Cool. Let those dry for a little bit. And we can do those ones first, so awesome. Oh, man. So, what is that? Like an hour on the arms alone just for today? Oh my god. This kid is taking forever. I love it. Is that looking as good as it looks to me on stream? Yeah, it's coming out looking good. Okay. Okay. It's good enough for me. Doesn't really need to be cleaned up too much. More than it already is. Still not finished because we still have a ton of parts to go on here. Because after that, oh, we get the other fun parts out. Yay! I die a little on the inside from having to put those on. Oh my god, and there. Oh, more parts to glue together. Oh, fun. Yay. There's even more parts that need to be glued together. Oh, so much fun. I'm so interested in gluing more parts together. I kind of am, but I kind of not at the same time. All right, so 10 and 9. 10 and 9. 9 and 10. 7 and 8. No, 8 and 11. And we're definitely gluing those parts on because they are a nightmare. They fall off all the damn time. I am really surprised they're making that into a separate piece. Well, the next M parts coming up. But those shouldn't be a problem too much. It's the ones that are coming after that that go and actually attach to here that we're also going to glue on. So, how bad is that? Oh, pretty fucking bad on that one. That wasn't too bad to clean up. That could have been worse. That one I'm not too worried about because it'll get covered by panel liner. So snip. That one's a little bit bad. Okay. And then the other ones. Okay. Channels look clear. So we keep on rolling. Okay. That looks good. Oh, I hate doing these. These get me so dirty. It's not even... Okay. Yeah, that's looking good. Sundays. Not my best days, but always the fun days where I get most of the fun work done. Oh, okay. So that has the larger panel gap on it. Okay. So that's how we tell the front from the back. The back is a smaller panel gap. Not done with you yet today. Yes, the larger panel gap goes on the front. Okay. Now I do the other ones. Come back here. Just sanding dust getting inside that unit. I'm gonna put that over there so it doesn't get much more of that in there. Okay, got it. just need to clean those up.
This part, I don't know if this really happened or I dreamt it later or what. I mean, I'm fighting this bat off all alone, and I'll be damned if I didn't get really turned on. You know, I was in Mortal Kombat with a fucking bat. Give me a break.
Might need to refresh that because alcohol's getting pretty weak.
I guess I was pretty horny. I was drunk, too. That was it. I had a little to drink. I was a little drunk. Plus, I was horny.
Okay. The darker plastics just tend to stain a little bit and just turn out really, really dark. Which isn't a bad thing because it gives us kind of a mild color separation when we do that. On the metal build, they're a metallic metal. So it's kind of a darkish red metallic color. So these are usually the die cast parts that are on the metal build. on that. We'll have that ready to go. And then it's on to the big parts for these. And hands will be last like always because I never know what I'm going to use for it. Till I'm close to done. I have an idea of what I'm going to want to do for hands, but I don't know yet. That still moves. Yes. All right. Oh, I'm grabbing the whole thing. Neat. It's not too loose. It's not super tight, but it's not too loose, I don't think. It's not a bad double bend, but we don't have any Oh, we don't have any swivel. Oof. Oh, that's gonna suck. Okay, so yeah, there's no swivel. No, like elbow swivel. That's gonna suck. So about as bad as the railgrade Neo. I would love a little bit more pivoting, because arms don't just move in one or two locations. They have a couple different joints that move all around. Try to clean up my hands. It does stain my hands pretty bad when I'm doing this, so. Okay, so now I need that nightmare mess and then that nightmare mess. And then the arm's done, because that's all that goes on top of these usually. Fun. All right. MMD. Fuck is D again? Oh, I think D is a red. No, D's a gray part. Polystyrene gray part. Please don't break. Okay, polystyrene gray, and then polycap 5. God damn it, I just put that all the way down. And then it's straight on to legs and waist, which will be interesting. Time check, it's almost 11. Polycap, what was it? 5? 5. PC 5. 5s. Hmm. Okay. Then to M. All right. 12. Okay. Those are ready to go. All right. Nah, I should pin that in place because that could mess up later on. Spoke too soon about this being super easy on some of these parts other than the body and the head. Yeah, those shoulders went really fast, but man, the arms are just going quite slow. Just with the sheer breakdown of parts and the color separation. And with the amount of parts that we're gluing, because of the fact that they are just a bit fiddly, that I don't really think it would be smart to not glue them in place. And then now we got to get all this all clean, colored up. back on my head. All right. Not bad, but it'll look better once it's done. Just trying to get those small crevices. Okay. I'm running out of Q-tips like there's no tomorrow. bunch of paneling off that back piece. Oh, I'm like, how does this go on? But duh, I know how this goes on. Same way it always goes on. Okay, and then we just got to do the piece that goes over top that. All right, so those are done. That's not too bad. I messed up. I forgot the polycap. Yeah, I know how to get it back off at least. That's what matters. That's what matters. So. Okay, so crisis averted. Luckily, oh, that was nasty. That was super bad. Oh yeah, did I do everything and sees polycaps on the table? Well, that sucks. Oh, that was gonna be bad if I didn't get those back on there. That was gonna be quite bad. Luckily, with patience, a good part separator. Well, good makeshift part separator. All right. Might as well get this all finished up. Try to get these last few pieces on. The last few still need to be glued on, which is what's going to suck, because that takes the longest amount of time, because we've got to get it all pinned in place, and then we can do the detail work on it. Okay, so yeah, not too bad. Getting me all blacked up, but goddamn, can't argue with results so far. We still got a few more pieces left to go. All right, M2 we'll do now. M34 afterwards. Get M2 done. let's get that pinned in place. The other one, and then get the other two back pieces on. Okay, and it should be facing backwards. Can you just stand up, please? Yeah, the slope should be going upwards. Okay. Okay, let's get the other one going. We're hard gluing all the parts that are known, especially even on the regular Bandai versions, to fall off, because it's just good measure that I don't have to worry about these parts ever falling off. It's ones that I know that should be pinned in place because they are just the worst. These arm pieces, I've lost so many damn times on just even my, like I said, Bandai pieces, that it's just, ugh. It gets really, really frustrating. When you go and move the arm, it's like, and there goes the white part flying at multi-million miles per hour. It's like, great job, thanks. Now I gotta go look for it. Maybe I'll find it, maybe I won't. Same thing with those red parts on the upper arm as well. They like to fall off. I actually lost one on my freaking Action D the other day when I was just moving it. And I found it eventually, but it was just like, God damn, that sucks. So, the more I don't have to worry about these while posing, the better. Non-moving parts shall be pinned in place, so when we are trying to move the gorilla arms around, we don't freaking lose anything. That's also what's taking so damn long, is getting all these parts individually cut, pinned, and detailed. Okay, so we've got all that. Cool. It's got that. Do this one, then get the back pieces on, then get the top part on. And then we'll be done with the arms for the time being. Hands always come last because it always makes it a little bit easier, so I'm not having to go, oh crap, I lost that finger. Where did that go? And I screwed up on that one. I did not do that one little piece. Do that real quick. Blap. 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 straightforward pieces on these ones. Nothing special about these, just flat pieces, so we just got to get them all nice and flat. And then detailed up. Okay, so. Ow. Elbow being a piece of shit today. Got it. Oh, fucking shit. Fuck. Raise that up because god damn, that was so fucking annoying. The right arm's a little tighter than the left. No, the left arm is a little bit tighter than the right. So I got to pay attention to that later. But only on the upper joint, not the bottom joint. It's actually a little looser on the bottom joint than it is on the upper joint. Not too bad, though. That one's ruined. Let's get another one. I'm almost out of them. Which is fine, because tomorrow I'll grab some more. Might even grab the good ones. Okay. Looking good so far. Then we should go and get these ones done, and then that'll be it for today. Yeah, these are taking 2.5 hours to do. God damn. These I'm not usually too worried about. They usually clip in pretty well. And And they do clip in a unique way. Okay. So just a little bit more. And I'll have these arms done and we can start the legs later. Because my back's kind of getting a little bit tired. It's almost 12. Okay. Now this does have a way of going in. The long part goes in. Yo, what does she want? Ah, one sec. Okay. Just as I'm finishing up. Alright, let's finish these arms up and get them on model. Hmm. Yeah, let's see if I can get that on there. I might have to pull the shoulder off. Makes it a little easier. Oh yeah, loving that. Let me get that one off. That one comes off a little bit easier than the other one does. Yeah, let me get that one cleaned up. And then we can talk about it for a minute. Okay, yeah, that is some nice joints. Those are some nicely tight joints. Shoulder might need to be a little bit touched up. That joint's a little loose. Yeah, everything else feels pretty good. I might need to tighten up the shoulder. But we'll see how that comes up later, because we're still going to be taking this apart to do decals. There we go. Much better. It is a very nice model. The metal build actually has a very good sculpt. I just don't know why they didn't use it for a couple other builds. Like the high res could have used the metal build actual sculpt, which would have been a little bit better. I think this is very well proportioned so far. It's not as small as the master grade is, but it's not too out of proportion. And we've got decent articulation on the arms. We don't have a good pivot. That's the only problem, I think, is that it doesn't have a pivot in the arm up here. That's about the only issue I can see. But we do have an upper swivel at the arm and a double bend, which is fine. That'll work great. It's not the worst. And everything's starting to at least look like a red frame. I mean, it looks like what we're expecting. So I'm pretty happy with it so far. And if it can keep up with this quality, I mean, not a lot of issues. There were only a couple issues early on. And, ooh, we might have to tighten up the shoulder. Almost all Gundams have a shoulder issue. And at most, I'll put a little bit of glue and we'll swivel it around till it freaking gets tight, and then that'll be good enough to go. But other than that, I mean, that's it so far. I mean, it is an awesome little kit so far. Not the worst thing ever, but not the hardest thing. I have definitely done a lot harder Gundams. I mean, for a third party, it has been not even that much of a struggle. And the detail level is actually pretty damn on point. It did things a little bit differently with some of the inlaid parts, but with a little bit of care, it's coming out really, really good. I mean, I don't hate the look on it at all. It's actually what I really want to do with the regular Astray. Get it up to about that quality level. But it is just about 12 o'clock-ish. About a half hour till. We've only been going for 3 hours now. Yeah, I don't want to start anything else because we should be starting the legs, correct? Oh, yeah, that's right, because we get to skip like 2 pages worth of stuff. Blah, 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 put it together, blah, 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 waist, blah, 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 legs. Yes, blah, 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 blah. Holy crap. The legs look fairly complicated so far. Knew it. Then from there we build the backpack, and then we go on to the actual unit itself, which will be fun. I mean, getting on to the actual parts that make this unique will be fun. I am very excited to see how this thing builds out. Not too much more till we get on to the main event. But we've got to have the unit done first before we can actually get to that part. Oh, those fingers are going to kill me, aren't they? Oh, they so are. Oh my god, there are so many little parts. And it's going to be fun. I'm just kind of skimming through the manual real quick. Kind of seeing how everything goes. And we do get both the Tiger Pierce and the Jerba Straight Sword, which is awesome too. So this is technically can be considered a Kai. Kai only refers to having both swords. Does not refer to having the... What is it called? Does not refer to having the tactical arm. The tactical arm is its own thing on its own. Yeah, no. No. It's going to have the blade in it the whole time. I'm not going to put it on the stand. It's going to have the broken blade piece in it the entire time. There's no way in hell I'm not doing that. Yeah, okay. Cool. So that looks good so far. Whew. Not the worst. Not the worst. Definitely turning out to be one of my favorites from this year so far. Even though this is not brand new, it is new to me, and for basically send off with a new year into 2022, this is turning out to be one hell of a kit. The plastic has just that nice quality that it doesn't feel like Bandai. It feels better. It's not the... It's a very... How can I put it? It's semi-gloss. That would be what it is. And I actually appreciate a semi-gloss. I don't really like a high gloss. And a flat kit will always look flat no matter what till you put a semi-gloss on it and it looks a little bit better. I'm a big fan of semi-gloss. And these parts really do have a very nice semi-gloss feel. Where in the right light, they do look a little bit glossy. But when looked on from a side, they are very flattish in nature. Which gives a good light reflection. It's kind of why I've been struggling with getting the white balance done right. Because it just likes to reflect all the light back and we overexpose. But thank you everybody who did come out and watch today. Thank you Red Hunter 84 and Growling Bear for watching. And I will see everyone either tonight or tomorrow. I know I'm not very consistent on that, but that's just because of the fact that things always go a little bit wonky and sideways around here. But thank you all for watching. And if you want this kit and more, I would go to GundamKingdom.net. He may even have a few left. I don't know. We've sold a bunch so far. But thank you and bye-bye.